Alright guys, for this next video, I know it's kind of been a while, but I'm going to review 3 of the top 10 plays from last year and just kind of break them down, right? So first of all, we got Bengals versus Ravens. I believe this is week 14, and this is really the Bengals' only shot of the game in a scoring position, right? It's third down. They just got a holding penalty or they just got a false start, I believe. So from the Ravens standpoint, immediately they throw these 6 guys in the box, right? And this guy is kind of a wildcat right here because he's not necessarily manned on anyone. There's not a running back or a tight end to his side. You got 2 high safeties right here, and it looks like you have a three by one for the Bengals, and it looks like you're just gonna kind of go man, man, and you could do man right there, or you could do man right there. So it looks like this is just straight up man all across the board, right? So the Bengals, they're honestly kind of in a position that they want. They have Jamar Chase one-on-one at the bottom of the screen with the corner. And I know they will take that against any corner in the league. Right? So as the play goes on, what do the Bengals do? What does Joe do? He sends a running back out to the right, just in motion, and he's gonna send him right back. What does that do? Well, that kind of says what the defense is, right? If this safety or a linebacker ran with him out there, it's man coverage, right? But he didn't do that, so they know something else is coming, right? Now, right before the ball is snapped, you see how this safety, who was the wild card just a couple seconds ago, he is down in a blitzing stance, right? So it looks like 6 guys are about to just come at you right away. And you have, right? It's 6-on-6. You have 5 linemen, 1 running back against 6 blitzers. So you like this the numbers game. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Joe Burrow, you're in Cincinnati and you're just gonna have O-line issues. That's just a given. Immediately off bat, you have this walked up linebacker, Kyle Van Noy, and you also have this, I want to say, a a one technique, right? So what happens, right? You have this middle linebacker walked up right over the guard, so he's in a 2 technique. You have this D tackle in a 1 technique on the inside guard's shoulder, and they are going to completely just fake that they're rushing, and they are going to drop into hook curls, right? Now, what does this do? All right, we're gonna slow this down. We're gonna slow this down. What does this do? Like I said, you honestly, if you're the Bengals, you kind of like this. Everyone gets picked up. Like, there isn't just a free rusher. You know what I'm saying? So what ends up happening, right? It's the Bengals. They straight up just suck. That is what ends up happening. Watch this guy. Watch the left guard. He gets hands on a guy that is fake rushing, so he does his job good enough. And then the 350-pound man right to his left, he just doesn't see him. He just doesn't do anything because he lets him run right by. As a Vikings fan, that reminds me of Pat Elflein. But anyways, that is where the confusion, or I should say, the confusion starts with these 2 guys dropping out into coverage, which causes this old lineman to miss his blocking assignment by 0.5 seconds, which immediately puts, look at Joe Burrow, right? Joe is probably scared right now, and he's looking, right? And look at Joe right now, he's looking to the open side of the field, and he definitely sees this guy coming, feels this guy coming, and you're in a, like, there's really nothing you can do unless if you're Lamar Jackson in this situation, right? So he kind of just throws what he thinks is going to be open because he doesn't know that these 2, you know, blitzers, guys that just lined up at the line of scrimmage, he doesn't know that they just dropped into coverage. So he throws this to what he thought, or I should say where he thought his check down was going to be. Ends up being a Swiss ham and cheese. He even heated it up for him. And then look at Kyle Van Noy. Puts it in the oven. Oh! Hold up. We're going to full speed for this. Goes a pick. Sir, do you want that? You want that cooked? Yes, I want it cooked. Boom. Into the oven we go. Talk about a $45 subscription a month to Subway to get unlimited food. It's not a bad deal, honestly. But look at that. All right. So from full speed, right? You're just trying to get a read. Joe Burrow's trying to get a read. Sends out a running back. Comes back. All right. Check, check. All right. They're running this defense. They're running this defense. If you're Joe Burrow, you're probably thinking all these guys are coming and it's man everywhere, right? Well, you're wrong because they end up dropping out. And where you're not wrong is your O line still does suck, but you throw a ham and cheese with some pickles on the side right to Van Noy, and yeah, maybe Van Noy was tired or he just didn't think he was outrunning those guys. But anyways, that was the first play. Okay, so for this next play, it kind of hurts me because it's the Bears, but I think we all remember where we were when this play happened because this honestly might have been the craziest play from the season, right? Divisional round, seconds are counting down. The moment could not be bigger, right? So the Bears they come out in a 2-by-1 shotgun look, attached tight end Cole Kmet, right? He's kind of a stud if you didn't know that already. And what they're looking to do is they want to just get a simple wheel route to the corner of the end zone, right? They want to get this, I don't know how tall exactly is, well, let's say 6'4", 6'5". They want to get this really tall tight end on a shorter DB safety. And just, I don't know if that's initially their play call, but that's kind of what they wanted to do. You're going to have a post route by DJ Moore to get the safeties in. You're also going to have a really deep in route to try to drag the linebackers across. And on the backside, you're going to have just a simple post corner to try to draw any high safeties that aren't really in this defense right now. Because what this defense is showing to me, 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, and it looks straight up just kind of like cover 1-0. Because you have one-on-one, 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 one-on-one. And if the running back goes out, this guy's got him. If the running back goes out this way, this guy's got him. So it kind of just seems a lot like cover zero man, and there might be a blitz by the weak side linebacker or safety. So in terms of offensive play style, like you kind of like what you got against straight up man coverage, right? Now, this play is actually pretty beautifully ran by the Rams, right? Because like I said, right, we thought it was a 5-man pressure, right here, with really no safety help and just straight up cover zero. Well, what ends up happening? So the first thing I see is I see this safety bail out here, and I see this safety bail out here into cover two, right? So all of a sudden that pressure sort of look kind of goes away. This this defense is disguised as cover two. Right now, from a defensive standpoint, the Rams they kind of throw a curveball at you a little bit because right here, there's 5 guys walked up on the line of scrimmage. It looks like 5 guys are about to rush you, and it's straight man on man everywhere with a cover one safety. That's what it looks like, right? As soon as the ball is snapped, though, this safety drops back right here. This safety shuffles a little bit over here, but settles like right around here. And you kind of like I kind of want to say it's cover two, but because of this outside corner and this outside corner, it makes me think it's cover three and maybe cover four. Now, the thing is, where it gets confusing just to tell what formation it is because, you have Luther Burden running the post corner. So obviously, this outside corner is going to take it. You have this corner is doing exactly what he's supposed to do and just kind of getting the guy in his zone. So, in a way, this kind of looks like quarters, right? Like it could be cover four. It also kind of looks like cover three. It also kind of looks like a cover two. Look at the safeties. They immediately drop. The safety gets in. So it doesn't tell me like he's not getting wide. So it doesn't really tell me, oh, this is straight up cover two. He's going inside. And if let's say Luther Burden just ran it in, right? Let's say he breaks off in right here. This safety would still just start backpedaling back here. So it honestly makes me want to say it's cover four. Now, it honestly makes me want to say it's cover four, right? You have 2 linebackers in the middle here getting your curls. Up front, they are running something interesting because up front they're 2 D tackles. They just do inside stunts. They just kind of overlap each other. The first D tackle is basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna try to occupy these guys. You come right around. You wrap right around." And it does create enough pressure, right? Like if you're Caleb Williams, now obviously this play works out, so I can't talk a lot of crap. If you're Caleb Williams, right, like the biggest pressure you have is right here from your left tackle. You don't necessarily have to step back. You could step forward. You kind of can't step forward. But anyways, Caleb Williams, he starts doing some dark magic, Pascal Siakam, game 6 of the Pacers. He starts doing some of that stuff. And honestly, props to Caleb Williams for it being 4th down, knowing you just have to chuck the ball. And what are you going to do? You're going to chuck it into like this field of dudes right here and it kind of be a Hail Mary, or are you going to take a one-on-one chance with your 6'4" tight end against any corner in the league, right? So props to Caleb for being in this situation where he's at right now and throwing a perfect ball to like where he thinks his guy is going to be. Honestly, if anything, this play goes back to sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. All right, this next play is brought to you by none other than the GOAT, Jameis Winston. All right, everyone, go be. Sometimes you got to be a little bit more of Jameis Winston yourself, right? Be your own best friend. But anyways, now the Giants they're coming out in this play here with trickery, and the Lions obviously they don't know that. So the Giants they initially right they're in 12 personnel, one running back, two tight ends. They have this two tight end formation little set right here. And they are, yes, they are trying to be sneaky. Okay. Now, let me just tell you for the fans at home whenever you see a tight end, all right, this guy, right? Watch this guy. Whenever you see a tight end, immediately not look to block anyone and go, like I'd say 3 yards downfield, like full on strides, it is a pass play. All right, you can tell right away this is a pass play just because of this tight end, right? Ready, set, hut, and this tight end, let's just get him out of the way. He swipes across the formation. He helps with blocking, right? Very common thing because it is a play action scheme. So you're going to see the O line go to the left, right? O line goes to the left. It's play action. Tight end swipes across to get the guy. This tight end, you can tell if you're at home right now and you see this tight end, he's not even trying to block this guy or this guy. This is a pass play, right? And maybe someone on the sideline is yelling, pass, 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 right? Anyways, the Lions are in cover one man, right? So the bottom of the screen, you can tell man coverage, top of the screen, man coverage, one high safety right here, boom. It's pretty simple. And the Lions, they actually do kind of a good job covering this play. This play is honestly kind of like the last one. It's better to be lucky sometimes than it is to be good. So, anyways, you fake the handoff. You got play action going left. Toss it back to your ex receiver. Now, let me tell you guys something. This tight end, he is never going to get the ball, right? He's open. Yeah, you could throw him the ball right now, right? He is open, but his whole like part of his play is to just drag as many guys away from the primary that you can because the ball is going to end up going right here. That's where the ball goes. He is running a deep post because he wants to take his man and he wants to take this safety away. And he does just that. So good for him, right? He does his job perfectly, right? Now, if you're the Lions, right, you're in man coverage and, you're kind of thinking to yourself, like, what is going on, right? Look at this cat right here, right? Just watch him, all right? You're thinking, oh my God, Jameis just tossed the ball to the X. The X is looking to throw and you see Jameis run past you, right? It's not like some simple, I'm going to hand off the ball and boot roll to the left. No, like he's running. So this Lions player, he's in catch up mode, right? So he's probably staring at his hip now. But you have this pressure in your face. So he actually does a good thing. Steps up, makes a good play. I know he was thinking, let me run the ball. But Jameis, like you're open. You are wide open. And if this ball is led out in front of you, right here, this is a touchdown. Okay. Right, like just look at all that green grass. You see the wide receiver staring at Jameis. This is all green. There's not even a defender on the top side of the field, okay? And he throws the ball. This ball is hanging in the air for a minute. And look at Jameis, man. He definitely did practice squad wide receiver tight end one or two times at FSU. Comes back to the ball, catches it in his chest, puts a 1-2 and a stiff arm into this linebacker, shoves him to the ground, high steps into the end zone. Oh my goodness. I'm going to try not to talk, but I can't promise. It's just so beautiful. Like, just what a play by Jameis. Oh my God. Okay. So this is the last play, I think. And this play kind of hurts because it is another Bears play, and I don't want to talk about the Bears. But this play is also just absolutely beautiful to me because this play entails just what football is. And what it is just a 60-minute chess match. And this is overtime. So this is, the 70th minute or whatever. And if the Bears score a touchdown, they win. I believe if they get like a field goal or just punt it, the Packers, they get another chance. Now, the thing about this game and overtime, especially, the Bears have been running the piss out of the ball, and it's been working. The Packers, they haven't had an answer, right? So the Packers, you see 13 personnel come out for the Bears, right? One running back, three tight ends. You see 13 personnel come out. So you say, all right, send in the troops, right? We need a 5-2. We have 5 D linemen, we have 2 middle linebackers, we have 4 DBs. We should have enough bodies to stop the run. That's the name of the game right here, stopping the run. Well, the Bears, they're smart, or at least this last year they were. They had Ben Johnson, and you know what Ben Johnson said? He said as soon as they try to stop the run, like really commit to stopping the run, we're going to throw it over the top. We're going to take our chance one-on-one with DJ Moore. Okay, and that's exactly what they were able to get schematically running up to this play. So as this play starts, right, like I said, 13 personnel, one running back, three tight ends, and the safeties, they're playing almost 10 yards back, right? These safeties are playing almost 10 yards back, which I find a little interesting considering you think it's going to be a run. Now, Cole Kmet comes over from the left side of the scrimmage to the right side of the scrimmage, still unattached. And immediately you can tell that these linebackers, right, like they respect that, right? They immediately shifted a little bit over to their left, as any linebacker would at any level of football. And also immediately, which I find very interesting, which in a couple indirect ways lost them this play and lost them this game. Immediately you see three people before the ball is even snapped start walking toward the line of scrimmage, right? Watch these three watch these three dudes and what they do before the ball is snapped. They're already walking forward, and they continue to walk forward even more once they think it is pass. Now, what does that do? Okay. So it is man coverage for everyone else. All right. This corner is a man right here. This corner is a man right here. These two safeties, they should be helping, right? They should be in their deep zones. But because they thought it was a run, they inch up. They think it's a run when it's not. And what ends up happening to them? They get stuck in no man's land. There is literally nobody around them. I'm even gonna add text for this. Right? And look at these DBs. They're literally in no man's land. I can't even there's not even a wide receiver within like 20 yards of them running their direction, right? So because of like the little deception right before the play started of play action of respect the run game, it draw them in, put them in no man's land. They literally cannot help the play at all. Leaves this cat DJ Moore one on one with this corner, and play design was to get him one on one with a corner or a safety and take the shot, and that is exactly what they were able to do. Takes a shot. Caleb Williams can't throw a 5 yard out, but can throw a 50 yard. Yeah, and just watching it back full speed, you can really tell just how by the play action makes these two linebackers and the safety move up just a couple of yards, but those couple of yards end up kind of costing them the entire play. Beautiful. Hate that it was the Bears, but it was still beautiful, man. All right. Okay, I lied. That last clip wasn't the last part of the video. I had to fit at least one run play into this video. So we got Patriots versus the Bills, and the Patriots, they come out in 22 personnel. They got two tight ends, two running backs. This is a fullback. But they are loading this play up with this is a run, right? Unless this is some James Winston stuff, I would bet my life savings this is a run. And the Bills know this, right? And also, this is the point in the season where you know what the other team is running, you know the formations they go in, you know their tendencies, all that kind of stuff, right? So the Patriots, they like to run tosses, right? And I'm honestly not a big fan of the tosses because I've never really seen it work until this play, but you'll see why. Right, so anyways, the Bills, what do? Well, they respond to this loaded box, the loaded box of their own, right? Right? They're running a 5-3 right now with three DBs basically. And right now the Bills, they respond to big boy football with big boy football of their own. They say, "You guys got 6 guys on the line of scrimmage, let's put 5 guys on the line of scrimmage and three dudes right behind them." So they go, "All right, Bet. Let's throw on the gloves. And as the play goes on, it's honestly a good job by both teams. I think like the Bills, they win the first, 3 seconds of this play. You got about 8 guys, right, just in this glob, trying to stop the momentum of the toss, right? They're basically just setting the edge, and they do that. The Bills have about 4 guys right here setting this edge, making it really hard for Hendrickson to get outside of that and go down the field, right? They're making that very hard. However, they're also not really doing a great job of tackling him, right? Trayvon Hendrickson doesn't even really get touched by any Buffalo Bill defender, right? He's able to just press the line of scrimmage pretty easily and make his read from there, right? Obviously, he can't go straight, but you know what he can do? He can go back against the grain. And as a running back, former running back myself, sometimes, right, in football, plays happen so fast that actually the right play is to take it a little slow because, the linebackers are stupid. They just want to create contact, right? So they're just going to run to this glob, right? And unlike linebackers, corners, they don't want to run towards contact. They hate contact. So this guy, 31, he's going to take a really bad angle. And he could have made the play, right? If 31 was right here, where he probably should be anyways, he's making the play. Or he's at least preventing the play from being made. Anyways, Trevion Henderson is basically like, all right, I can't go right, I can't go straight. Let me go left. And he turns on the Jets. He hits L2. The thing that I love about this, look at Drake May also holding L2, right? I don't think Hendrickson is getting caught if Drake May isn't there. Still, you love to see it. You love to see that camaraderie, which the Patriots sadly don't have enough of because we saw Will Campbell take one for the team for 60 minutes in that Super Bowl. But anyways, I had to put a running play in here. I just couldn't. You look at it from this angle, um, from the O line standpoint. Honestly, like they all get to their blocks. I really like this left guard, right? He has a difficult assignment. He has to block a linebacker about 4 yards away. He does his job. He washes him away, pushes him, just lets him keep running. And this kind of pisses me off because there's two schools of thought. There's all right, these guys they're setting the edge, right? They're doing their job. Now here are 3 Buffalo Bills defenders that should also be setting like this edge to make sure he can't cut all the way back like he did. But anyways, they're just kind of these guys. I'm assuming are just kind of thinking the play is dead, the play is over, like he's wrapped up one way or another. They don't want to set the edge. 57 completely overruns his assignment and yeah, cut back, nobody in sight. Sometimes good things happen when you play big boy football. You get rewarded with big boy plays. So, anyways, that is the end of the video. I'm going to be posting. I should be posting a lot more. I've been really busy with school. Anyways, if you guys have any ideas on what videos I should make, I'm probably going to start doing some combine related videos. But yeah, anyways, those are about 5 of the top 10 plays from the NFL regular season and postseason, I believe.